We sincerely appreciate audience participation in providing comments and testimony for and against the public hearing items by filling out the forms with pertinent information and designating which public hearing you wish to speak at and handing them in to me. They are located right over there. For those speaking, you will be given 3 minutes. If you need longer time, please inform me. Please state your name and address. You will be given 1 opportunity to speak during public comments. The plan director will speak first with remarks after the hearings are open, then public comments. After all public comments are heard, questions to the commission will be in order. Once testimony has been heard and questions answered, the public hearing will be formally closed and no further comment will be accepted. Then the commission will review the information presented, deliberate, and make a decision or recommendation to amend the ordinance or other action. Is there a motion to amend ordinance 958, allowing chickens, hens only, and rabbits within Knox and the jurisdiction? Commissioner Brzezinski makes a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second her motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the public hearing, chickens, hens only, and rabbits for Knox and the 2 mile jurisdiction. Plan Director, Mr. Bowley, you have the floor.
In 2023, we had 4 counts of fowl and outdoor pet disturbances. In 2024, we also had 4. In 2025, so far, we've had 15. These are the ones that a simple knock on the door, let them know this doesn't comply. This is the cases that actually had to go under enforcement to be documented. So there's been a lot everybody's been talking about for quite a while. The city put on a survey. This here is an opportunity to have it permitted as a special use through the BZA. So that is would be added into line item number 13. And I guess that's really the only opening part of it, is to make a pathway where hens
So, if this were to pass, they automatically, people wouldn't automatically be able to have chickens and rabbits. They'd still have to do it on a special use and have it come before the BZA, and all that entails.
the rules and procedure along with law through BZA, the neighbors have to be notified within 300 feet of the corners of their house. So with that, there's a charge to file is $200. That's to help offset the cost that the city puts in for all the officials to vote on that. And then it's the applicant's responsibility to pay the finance part of all of those neighbors to be notified within that 300-foot radius. They're also obligated to pay for the newspaper ad. That is also required, that the public can also know and have some comment. Just like with this, it was August 22nd, which was 10 days prior to this hearing, is what's required. That was posted in the newspaper for this hearing, the same as any other hearings that we've done.
Yeah, August 21st, as a matter of fact. Okay, now, I'm gonna open it up to public comments.
You have Jim's now.
Okay,
Could you clarify those
Please
first
clarify what you would like to know.
violations, were those all chickens?
There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of them were chickens. Or domestic fowl, that could be also,
What were the other 5?
household pets. And that's just simple violations of whether it's too many. The non-permitted household pets that are listed as cats, dogs, and ferrets.
I do want to make a correction. The ordinance says 300 yards, not 300 feet.
Yeah. For, okay,
For unlawful maintenance, section 3-111.
that is,
It's not within 300
that is to not have to go with that's if you have 300 yards where your chickens are at, away from your neighbors, you can have them in that area. This here is, the 300 feet was for the BZA notification.
okay. Gonna open it up to, public comments. Christina? You wanna stand, please?
Sure.
And your last name is Foster?
Yep.
You have the floor.
I'm actually a rabbit person. I currently have rabbits on my premise, which is at 101 South McGill Street. I invite any of you that want to come see my facility. It is a 200 square feet, 10 by 20 barn that is fully equipped to have climate control for my rabbits. They are heated in the winter. They are air conditioned in the summer. I have approximately $15,000 wrapped up in my barn and my rabbits. It started when my daughters were in 4-H, and now we show in ARBA, which is a bigger facility for the rabbit world outside of the realms of the 4-H families. We are nationwide. It's not just the state of Indiana. We are literally all over 50 states, plus overseas. I just ask that it be passed because this is something, it's a hobby to me. My animals are not food. They are not bred for fur, and they are not bred for commercial use. I'm not one of the breeders that breeds multiple times a year. In fact, I have not had a litter in a year and a half. They are literally just to improve my herd. Now, the rabbits that I do give to other people, they're normally 4-Hers that are coming up in the program that need to have that start, that somewhere where they can take their rabbit and become a part of the 4-H family. That's huge. Our rabbit numbers are dwelling in 4-H. I plead you that you pass this because it's huge. And it's extremely important to me because I can't imagine having to get rid of something that I've worked for 6 years at my residence to just have it wiped completely out. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Earl and Henry, you have the floor, sir.
Yeah, I live on Carlson Drive. I just have a few questions. There's several different zoning areas within Knox in the 2-mile jurisdiction. So is this going to be blanketed for R1, R2, R3 zoning, that anyone in those zoning areas? R1 zoning is the area that I live in, that I've always lived in. That's pretty sacred ground. In those areas in the city, property is usually more expensive. The types of homes that are there seem to be a little bit of more value. And that's one of the questions that I have. Are you going to take a look at bringing this only into R3 zoning, which has a lot less restrictions than R1 zoning has. The other question that I had was, I was online looking at state of Indiana, and they have something called small flock and exhibition poultry. I don't know anything about chickens, I don't know anything about rabbits, okay? I just want to make that clear. But there's record-keeping requirements that go along with this. There's avian, I believe that's how you pronounce it, flu vaccinations, things that you have to look out for with, with poultry, with especially chickens. Who from Knox is going to be responsible for making sure that these animals, are healthy? Plus, what's going to happen to the animal waste, to the chicken manure and so forth? I don't know for sure that it has. I would hope that this board would take a look at it. Everyone in the city of Knox, I'm not sure about the 2-mile jurisdiction, gets trash removal provided by the city. And if they do, what does our trash company say about hauling animal waste like this? I'm not sure whether they're gonna wanna go ahead and collect our trash, when you have animal waste, because normally I've been in that business all my career, that has to go to a special facility. So how's that going to affect all of our trash, all of our garbage rates? I just don't know. All I'm doing is asking for that. So, and where does the cost come? Like I said, Mr. Boley already has a lot on his plate. Are we gonna hire somebody else? There should be some type of registration according to some of our existing laws. If you have a dog, they have to be registered. Do these chickens and rabbits have to be registered? I just don't know, but that's what I'd really like to have considered and some answers given back to me, whether this is just going to be a blanket that anyone in the city of Knox. I know that I personally have made a fairly large investment in my property, but I also did my research of what zoning area I wanted to live in because of the types of requirements that are there, and also the restrictions that are there. So if you could get back to me on that, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
Okay, thank you, sir. Any other public comments? Any other public comments? You have to sign that.
No, I don't.
We'll get right to you, sir. Okay, now, going to open up the questions, and they can be answered. The commission, who has the floor? Commissioner Brown?
I would like to hear from the gentleman.
Okay. Okay, yes, you can speak now.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, look, okay, I got a question. Before we go on, what do you want me to put down? Citizen or?
No, now we're into the questions. The questions can be answered.
Could you introduce yourself?
Yeah.
Yes, my name is Michael Densmore.
Yeah.
I live in Knox, Indiana. I come here tonight to speak to item number 6 of the Chickens Within Limits, City Limits Survey that states there will be periodic inspections from code enforcement. This action is legally described as a fishing expedition. It is a violation of the 4th Amendment to the Constitution to be free from unreasonable searches and seizures. This action, if it's codified into law, will surrender the 4th Amendment rights of the homeowner and everyone in the home. This code would potentially be used against any property owner for any reason. I don't want code enforcement knocking on my door fishing for crimes. Allowing code enforcement to randomly force entry into a property simply for engaging in counter practice is repugnant. We must not allow government to codify a 4th Amendment violation. We cannot let hobbies or personal food production or any other reason to be used as a weapon against the U.S. Constitution. Insist that due process is followed. Insist that code enforcement initiate contact with the homeowner only after receiving complaints. Insist that the complainant sign an affidavit describing probable cause for the places to be searched and items to be seized. Insist that a warrant signed by a judge be presented to the homeowner upon request for entry and inspection. That is due process under the Constitution. Don't surrender our Fourth Amendment rights to be free from illegal searches and seizures. Contact your councilpersons and insist code enforcement's random and forced inspections of properties are not to be codified in this ordinance. Thank you.
Thank you. Answers, first of all, to Mr. Henry.